Hello everyone. In this video we're going to talk about iteration, and this is very important and very useful in the programming world. And frequently you will find yourself like dealing with situation where you have to repeat a certain process or like a piece of code in order to generate like different results and like get a result at the end, right? Um, And I first I want to start by explaining like something, right? This is called like multiple assignment, and you can do that in Python, right? First, in Python you can define like multiple variables by doing this, right? 15 and 30, right? You can define two variables in just in one line, right? As I did here. You can just put the name of the variables and then like add comma and then in the same order like the values that you want, right? And you can this is not only works for like one or two, right? You can just write as many as you want. A B C 10 5.5, right? And hello. Haha. And as you can see here, um, right, we define like these variables, right? And in this case, we updated like in this line, we updated the values of these variables, right? As you can see, like C and B, right? We updated them like in B, and and even though we can update like multiple like a variable in we can like create multiple one variable in one line. We cannot assign the same value in the same line. For example, a is equal to 5, or like something like that, like it will throw you an error. Like you cannot do that, like, right? You have to do it in the same in a different line. This is called like updating, right? And this is important because we 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 want to do this. Like, for example, we want to create um like here in this piece of code we created a variable, and then we assign the same value to that variable, and then we added one, right? And and this technique is called like increment, and you can do it the same way like with decrement. Like you can like decrease one to decrease one, or you can just put as many if you want here, right? And then but why is this important? You will see that later. You will see. But like here, remember that you need to initialize or create the value first before reassign it, right? Because for example, if we do that and we just run, oops, 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 oops. If we do that and run, stops, yeah, it will turn an error because num is not defined, even though we are like reassigning that here, right? It's not defined because first Python evaluate the value of this variable, and then he reassign it, right? We need to initialize it or create it first, right? And but why is this important? You will see now, right? Now let's talk about let's continue with iteration, right? And and we we can we can do that iteration or repeat code, just repeat code as with the while statement, right? And while will help us to do this, right? and we can define it as it sounds in English. While it will execute, whatever it will execute and repeat the operation or the code that you have as long as the expression is true, and the expression has to be inside these parentheses, right? This is the structure of the while. First you put the keyword, then you put the expression in the inside these parentheses. For example, I would put like number is greater than 0, right? And then we put like double points or double dot, and we just put whatever we wanted to do, right? In this case, I'm just going to print number, just number, right? Let's print the number, and then here I'm going to put this technique called decrement, right? And then when this is when this is when this ends, I want to put whatever, lift off, right? 5. Numbers not created, we need to create it, right? And we want to analyze, we want to like assign the value of 5. Why 5? Because like here in our expressions, it will execute this if number is greater than 0. In this case is 5, so it will execute it because it's 5, right? Let's run that. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lift off. This is our last piece of code, right? Um, Now let's evaluate this, right? Right. So while first it evaluates the number, number is greater than 0. Started with 5, right? Yes. Then print 5. Here we go. Again, number is greater than 0. Yes. Print the number 4. Then reads 1. Boop. We decrease the number. Now it's 3. Go here again and evaluate. The number is greater than 0. Yes. Okay. Now print the number again and decrease the number. 3, etc., etc., etc. Until the part is like until it's 0. Okay. When it's 0, number is number is greater than 0. No. Then it will just jump to this lane, right? It will just jump. It will just, okay, it's not. Okay, we cannot do that anymore because it's not greater than 0. Now we print lift off, right? That's 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 how it works. It will just execute that, right? But why we put a number here? Like why we put that here? So so if we don't decrease the number, it will just continue executing that piece of code in our spreadsheet. We just continue executing, and it will just create what is what is called like infinity loop, right? It will just execute the code as as long as your computer can handle. Just execute it, and but we always have to make sure that our while or our piece of code iteration becomes false, right? And we did that with the decrement, right? We help the while to become false with this one, right? So keep that in mind. Keep that in mind that we always make sure that the while ends somehow, right? We want to terminate it, like we want to intentionally like execute that, like just as you know, like put a expression here that will become false eventually, right? So keep that in mind. Now, there is the while. This is one of the iterations, but there is another one. This is called for, right? You probably have seen that before. The for is another loop statement in Python. This one is pretty interesting because it it contains a group expression that you want to repeat in a certain number of times, right? This statement iterates over the numbers of the sequence, right? Um, this could be a string, a tuple, or tuple and array, right? In order to execute our code like each time, this is very uh, uh, this is very different from from the while statement, right? That just checks like every time if the condition is true before like executing it. But with for, we want to execute it in a sequence, right? That's why we need a stream. As I said before, as I said in the stream video, a string is just is a sequence of characters, right? That's a sequence, right? So we need a sequence always for, right? And let's see that with a string, right? Let's create a string. For example, my string is astronaut, astronaut, right? For always, we need to put the keyword letters, and then a variable that we want to loop, right? Put letters in my string. Let's just put that. Let's just create a. Let me just create a count plus one, and then like here, bring this string has. Let me just convert like this number. I don't know the count, right? Because it's a integer number. We have to convert it to string. And characters, right? Oh, I think, yeah. Let me see. So let's run this, right? Um, oops, con is not defined. Oh, what is that? Oh yeah. Um, let's see. Um, mm, 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 yes. And str la 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 la. We need to. Oh, haha. Here we go. You remember what I said before that we need to initialize our variables, right? We before assign it. Here we go. Here, yeah. You see? Let's run. Okay. As you can see here, this string has 9 characters, right? Because first it iterate these characters 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 9, right, etc. Right. So so in each of these character, it count this variable. Okay. Okay. There is one. A. Let's create one now. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10. Right. Then we printed the result here, as you can see here. Right. Let's um let's see another sample. For example, like fruits I love. Right. Let me just create an array so you can see this example better. Apple. Don't worry about this one. We are going to talk about this in the next videos. Just focus on the loop, right? That's what you want you to focus on. Grapes, right? Avocado, right? Pa pa pa. uh now let's put these are the fruits that I love to eat, right? For, and then we our variable, what are going to loop through uh these fruits, right? One, two, three, they're like these fruits. So I want to put like fruit in. I'll just put like just so you can see the fruits in fruits that I love. So for each one of these, for each one, there are like four. We want to print I love and then the fruits. So um like in this example, we clearly can see how the fruits iterates in each item of our array, right? Like it can be like a list or like a string or just like a sequence, right? That's what we need, right? So I put it like here so as it's on English, for the fruits that I love in in this variable, there are like four. For each one, I want to print I love and then the fruits. It will just print for this one. It will print I love plus this one apple. For this one, it will print I love and then this one and then this one and then this one. It will just go through the loop like okay, this one and then this one and then this one and then this one. That's why in this case we print it like astronaut, right? And we can do the same here, right? We can do the same here. We can do, for example, like letter, and then we can print the letter, right? And you will see. Um, oops, we can do that. Like we just print like astronaut, like first A and then X and then T and then RONAUT, right? Just like that, as you can see here. For each one, that's how it works for each one of, right? But why if we don't have a sequence? I mean, like a string or an array or a list or whatever. What we don't have that? Why we just want to execute it like 10 times, right? Why? Oh, in order to do that, we can use the built-in function like called like range. And in order to do that, for example, like for num, I don't know, or whatever, let's put x in range 10, print x, then print done, then this is like a call down, let me just put like lift up, I don't know, lift up, oof, let's run that, boop, 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 boop. And as you can see here, for the first one it's 0, right? Remember that we always start with 0 here. For 0, it would just print the number 0 and then done. It will just go to 1 and then 2 and then 3 and then 4, 5, 6, 10 and then until it reaches 10, right? It will not reach 10 because it always starts with 0, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Those are like 10 items, but if we want like 11 items, but remember that it always starts with 0, right? That's what you do when you don't have like a string or something. So um let's see another example, like, right? Let's see another example, like first letter, right? Let's see that we want to first letter. And then we create B, K, C, T, B, I don't know, N, and H, I don't know. Okay, and then for letter in first letter. For each letter in this variable, right? We want to print the letter plus I don't know, Lara, right? It will just okay. In this example, we see like in this example we concatenate like each letter of this, like each character of this variable, we concatenate it with Lara at the end, right? For B, for K, for C, for T, for P, right? As you can see here, for each one of these one, we print it and we concatenate it, right? This is this is very like uh this is very useful, right? That's how you see it. But fast, let's see another sample, right? Um, in some cases, let's see that you want to end the loop before it finishes, right? Or before it goes to the whole sequence, right? We can do this. We what with the break statement, right? This statement, as it sounds in English, it just breaks the loop when it's executed, just skipping the rest of the sequence, right? For example, let's take a look at our previous our previous sample with fruits, right? Fruits I love. Sorry, I have to write this again. Let me just put like in this case, just put like two, like three, right? Avocado, um, and grapes, right? Right. Okay. Right. This is my sequence, right? The fruit. Okay. Print. Let me see. These are the fruits that I love. Now, for the fruits, let me just create a variable like that, just the fruits, so you can in fruits I love, right? For each fruit in this variable, right? Let's create a break, right? So let's say that if the fruit, right, is equal to uh, grapes, break, right, like that, break, um, um, print, I love plus, oops, haha, sorry, I love these fruits. Right. Let's execute that. Oh, as you can see here, we put a conditional here that it will analyze, for example, like, okay, if the fruit that is analyzing now is equal to grapes, then break. Okay, stop that. Like, not continue anymore. For example, apple, that's no grapes, right? We just continue here. Bring I love apple, and then I love avocado, and then and then when it reaches like grapes, oh no, no grapes. We can do that like here. We can do that. No, allergic alert or something. No, don't eat that. Break, right? Boop, 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 boop. Okay, it was fun. Okay, fun. Grapes is fun in our sequence. No, don't eat that. And then break. No, that's why it didn't print this one, right? Just it's just like ended it just like that. You can use this one for like any situation. But let's talk about like another like statement. Let's talk about like the past statement, right? This is very interesting because this one does nothing, right? We use this statement just to indicate that nothing will happen in a function or a specific part of the loop, right? This one is commonly used in places for just future implementation, right? You don't know exactly what to do, what to put in the moment. So This is known as a null, right? Operation, right? If we replace the break statement with pass, right? Oops. You will see that it will not anything, right? You just continue like okay, okay, I don't care, okay, pass, it will just continue with the loop, right? So this is not like very useful like right now. Just as I said before, this is just for like future implementation when you don't know like oh what we put here, right? I don't know, right? Now let's continue. Let's talk about the continuous statement, and we saw that before, like continue, right? So what this does, right? So this one, when it's executed with this one is true, it jumps to the beginning of the loop, right? And it basically resumes the loop, right? It just jump. It doesn't print this one. It just jump to that one, right? Just basically like oops, and then goes here. Like okay, oh no no, go here. It doesn't print this part because it just resumed the loop, right? And let's put that. Let's see that. Let's add another one, right? Let's put strawberry. I'll just put like pear, right? Simple. Okay. Okay. Done. As you can see here, it printed the apple one, avocado, and fruits is grapes. No, 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 allergic alert. We cannot eat that. Continue to the loop, and then it didn't print it. It just continued. It resumed the loop. It didn't print this one, right? Boom. That's why. That's why it print paired. It didn't break it. If we put break, it won't print the pair because we just break the loop, as you can see here. Yeah, no, 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 allergic alert, right? But we want to continue that. We want to mention the other ones, right? We want to mention like this pair, right? We don't care if we're allergic to grapes. We want to continue, right? That's what we do. Like that's what we do when we want to continue these ones, right? And I hope that you understood like everything here. And if you have any questions, just leave it in the comments below. And I will just be very happy if you share these videos or like just thumbs up like. And thank you so much for watching and see you next time.